I'm here with Matt Rogers. He is coaching team leader of World ParaVolley. And Matt, it's so good to see World ParaVolley doing so much to support their coaches on their coaching journey. Can you tell me a little bit about what's motivated these developments?
Yeah, certainly, Key. It's been a kind of evolution. We started off with a level 1 course. That course ran across multiple countries, kind of from the 2010 time through to about 2023. The course was good. It did teach coaches the fundamentals, but there were a few bits that we felt we could improve on. So a big effort was put in kind of following the COVID period. We reviewed everything and we started to systematically build a pathway for all coaches, because ultimately the world has changed. The expectations of a coach are now slightly different. It used to be predominantly around the technical and the tactical, whereas today there's a lot of responsibility on an international federation to ensure that coaches are doing the right things in the right ways. So there's a lot of content around communication, dealing with their team staff, how you communicate certain sensitive matters, working with the media, anti-doping, classification. All these things are important parts of a coach's role. So a lot of the focus was on making it real, making it lifelike, but also in the accessibility side. So there was a kind of shift towards e-learning. A lot of the theory now is done online. We're taking advantage of the fact that the internet is kind of widely accessible, and you've also got that automatic translation in browsers as well. So the language element really can be kind of not avoided, but certainly kind of worked around when it comes to those courses. So yeah, we're not there yet. There's still quite a bit to go, but we feel like we're on a good path, and we're excited to see how we can get those thousands of coaches into the pathway. Because in the future, there's quite a good chance we will go down the route where coaches need to be qualified in order to coach at competitions. So yeah, it's work in progress, but we're excited for what's to come.
Work in progress, but important work nonetheless. All right, you talked a little bit about that coach's pathway. Can you tell me about the building blocks for that pathway?
So the whole pathway is built off VolleySLIDE. VolleySLIDE has started in 2013, following the London Games. I can always remember I was trying to get the sport going in my country, and ultimately I got sent a copy of the rules, and I felt that that wasn't really enough for me to know the essential things I needed to know if I was going to get the sport started. So yeah, VolleySLIDE was born. It started off as some coaching materials. It's developed into videos, and now there's an e-learning course as well. And that course is completely free. It covers probably 90% of it is coaching, but there's also an element around the rules and refereeing. There's also stuff around technical officials work at competitions, and there's also stuff around classification. So it's a good start point for anyone wanting to work in sitting volleyball, but particularly coaches. And that's where it is that fundamental start point for any coach that wants to try the sport, whether they come from volleyball or whether they just identify that that's something I'd be willing to look into. So yeah, excited to continue to get those messages. I love it when they come through about VolleySLIDE. It's used all around the world, available in many languages. So yeah, it really is the foundation of what we're trying to do.
Sounds like you've packed a ton of information in there. Super valuable.
Yeah.
So recently the level 1 coaching course has been redone, you've told me. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the course is now in 2 parts. There's part A and part B. Part A is all e-learning, it's all online. You can start whenever you like. So previously it was that there would be a group of people going through the course at the same time. We've made it a lot more flexible, so coaches can now sign up. They pay the registration fee and they get access to the e-learning course. They actually can view some of the course before they even pay, so it's a bit of a case so they can try it out, see if it is for them. There's around 10 to 15 hours of work, I would say, in total, including some assignments on the e-learning side of things. Once they're done with that, they can then say that they are ready to move through to the practical. And then there's 2 different ways it could happen. It could be that we announce a course and someone could say, well, I've done my e-learning, I'm ready to join the course. Or they can join a waiting list, and then when we get a course in their area, they can obviously join. Or if we've got loads of people in one part of the world, we can try and arrange a course. That practical bit is part B. It's 2 days for level 1. There's no longer a test at the end. It's very much a case of you demonstrate your competency to the tutors throughout the weekend. So again, we're just lowering the stakes, because we found that when there was a test, those who struggled kind of with the written English did also struggle with the test. Because to be a coach, English is a nice thing to have, but it's not an essential thing to have. For sure. That is different to the refereeing, classification and technical official work, obviously. So yeah, it's there, 2 parts, much more flexible, much more accessible. And yeah, we've already had quite a few people sign up, and I know there's going to be loads more in the future.
Great work. I don't know about all that homework, but I do like the try before you buy style.
Yeah.
Good idea there.
Felt it was important.
Good one. Experienced coaches can move directly to level 2. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this is all part of the transition period which we're ultimately in. We had a load of coaches with developing a load of skills, and we're trying to get it to the point where everyone is kind of on this journey, on this pathway in some position. So we wanted to make it more accessible for level 2 initially. So at the moment, any coach that has any coaching qualification in volleyball or sitting volleyball, so that's a national one or maybe an FIVB one, they can go straight to level 2. The idea being that they've already picked up quite a lot of the kind of general foundational skills. And that's designed really because we know there's a lot of coaches around the world with loads of experience, but no actual sitting volleyball qualification. So that will exist through until the next World Champs. After that, there'll be a review to see kind of where we are and what the numbers are doing. The level 2 course is longer than level 1. So the e-learning is considerably more. It's designed to be taken over a longer time period. The practical is 1 day extra. On the level 2, you get observed in training and match situations. You also have to be part of a group presentation. Level 1's a lot simpler. It's just in the training scenario. So yeah, the idea is that we help people get onto that pathway in the kind of smoothest way possible. The last thing we want is, those that have achieved the pinnacle in the sport or gone to Paralympic Games having to start at level 1. The idea is to recognize that experience and find a way to gradually move them onto the pathway to where they probably are in their journeys at the moment. All right.
Great idea. So Matt, for elite coaches, there's also an annual mentorship program. Can you tell us who that's aimed at and how it works?
Yeah, so across the different areas, World ParaVolley wanted to have a 3-level qualification platform. So level 1, level 2, level 3. And the coaching commission decided quite a while back that they felt there wasn't a need for these 3 levels because there really was just kind of club assistant coaches and then head coaches. There wasn't like another step. So the idea was to create a platform where coaches could get together and learn more from each other rather than through any structured content. So the idea is that as of 2026, there will be an annual mentoring program. That will be open in 2026 for 12 coaches only, so it's quite an elite group. We have a number of mentors, some of the world's best coaches who are going to be part of that. You will sign up, you will go through the program, and then if you finish that, that will then be the gold certificate at the kind of highest level of qualification. The course is quite different because there's one-to-one discussions ultimately between you and someone who has kind of been there and done it, one of the elite coaches in the world. You get to pick the topics that you work on, so it's not World ParaVolley saying you need to learn about these things. As a coach, you would say, okay, I want to learn about that, I need to learn about that. And then the idea is that you work with that mentor across a long period of time, reviewing questions, maybe sending in some match footage, recording part of your training session and them giving you feedback. And then alongside that, there are these exclusive webinars. So the coaches that are on the course will get an exclusive webinar with each of the mentors. Wow. And those will be on topics that are picked based on what the group is looking to learn about. So there's this kind of regular touch point over a long period of time, and it's open to anyone that's done the level 2 course. So again, we're trying to provide that motivation for coaches to get on the pathway, do the level 2, and then you get access to this elite exclusive mentoring program.
Only 12 spots available
each year.
So get in there quick.